Alright, David, so here's the third video now with the Microprofessor MPF-1. This is also a 1B actually. So you see that I have the 6116 cable connected now, right? And it has to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but here it's socket U8. You gotta know the memory start address of this one, right? So the memory in there, which is then emulated by PicoRAM, occurs starting from address 1800. And so I also have the wait line again, Z80 ready signal connected, right? Again, the rightmost pin here on the header. And this goes to, I think, pin 40, 39, 87, 37. So this is the, if you count up 4 from the rightmost bottom pin here, basically, right? Then this is the right connection, also all documented in the GitHub. So jumper settings are as follows. Quick walkthrough. Those two need to be down, right? And now this jumper here enables the 6116 socket, has to be in the right position. Previously we had the address decoder enabled by having it in the left position. Those two need to be in the right position. Also the select signal is now non-inverted, right? So this needs to be in the left position. All the other jumpers can all be in the left position because the sockets are not being used. And then also the data bus pull down resistor here needs to be in the left position as well for the microprocessor. So those are the jumpers. And then the other important thing is, of course, you gotta prepare the SD card. So on the SD card I have two subdirectories already, one for the ET3400 and one for the microprocessor, right? Let me just show you how that looks like. So all you gotta do is basically copy over from the subdirectory, either ET3400 or microprocessor, into the root directory, right? And I've already done that, so let me show you how the screen looks like here. See, here are the two subdirectories, right? So this is the ET3400 stuff, and here we have the MPF-1B stuff. So all I do is basically Control A, Control C, right? And then whatever machine you will be using, just paste it there, right? And already did all these. So and there are a lot of programs here. Many of these programs, for example, Mandelbrot, etc., and speech programs, they only work with my hardware extensions that I designed for the microprocessor, like the graphics card as well as the speech synthesizer. But there are a few like Hanoi and so on that you can use to test the PicoRAM and the microprocessor. So let's try loading up some of these, right? Camera. Okay, so let me pull the SD card here, plug it in, and then now we can power up the microprocessor, right? And again, the power is coming from the 6116 socket, right? And you see that the microprocessor booted up cleanly. If you look in the display, you also see that the machine type, according to the ultimate ini file, is correctly set to type MPF-1, right? And so it used one of the auto-load features here to load a cube program. Like I said, this won't be working without a graphics card, right? My graphics card for the microprocessor, so we gotta load a different program here. So what can we load here? All graphics stuff. Here's a clock. So this is a clock program from one of the manuals, and this starts at address 1800. So similar to the ET3400 clock that we just looked at, right? You can, of course, set the time by poking the right values into the memory with the monitor. So what else do we have? Towers of Hanoi as well. Here's a counter I think I wrote at some point. Should also have some sound. Yeah, and regarding the threshold values for the button decoding, etc., that's all the same. So the init file structure is the same as for the ET3400. Here's a dual dice simulator. And yeah, where are Towers of Hanoi? Mandelbrot doesn't work without graphics card. Towers of Hanoi. I think I don't ask for the memory for the number of disks. So this was for 3 disks, but we can of course change the value by hand. I think at 1807 is the value, so we can change this to say 0.5 disks and run it again. And that runs a little bit longer, right? So yeah, this is the Microprofessor MPF-1B configuration for PicoRAM Ultimate, and yeah, all the same caveats and configuration words of advice that apply to the ET3400 apply here as well, right? I mean, regarding the analog button decoding and the thresholds in the init file, making sure the right machine type is listed in the ini file, and so on. Alright, I think that's it for now. Hope it helps. So I'll pack all this in a box now and calculate a price for you for based on the address you supplied, and then I'm going to ship it. I guess, yeah, maybe not tomorrow because it's New Year's tomorrow, but on the 2nd. Until then, bye, take care.